Good morning, good morning, good morning. The content presented on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. All opinions expressed are solely those of the presenter and are based on publicly available information. Investing and trading involve risk, including the potential loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It is FOMC day, 2 p.m. And then of course at 2:30 when Warsh starts speaking, that's going to be the biggest impact. Right now, there's about a 70% chance that we do not see any rate change. And we stay steady. I think right now we're around about a 3.75, I do believe. Take a look at this calendar here. Go to today. Yeah. So right now we're at 3.75%. It's expected to stay the same. So I would not be anticipating any sort of a rate change today, not a rate hike or a rate cut today. Just holding steady. Don't know what kind of impact that's going to have on the market. It's really going to come from whatever he says behind that. Like I said, at 2:30, we'll deal with that. All right. Bitcoin, for starters, right now is in like an ascending wedge. It can also be, let me see. Could also break to the upside. That's something to keep in mind about these triangles, but we'll see if it does do that. Let me just do some attempt at a count right here. Yeah, so we could also bounce up. All depends. Right now, just consolidation. Consolidation and up and to the right. We'll see how that goes. I haven't really been using the 15-minute time frame too much. It's been a lot of noise, not really anything clear. So I've been trying to stay away from this one. So let me fix this bottom right here. Set it like that. Lord, I'm giving y'all all the noise. I was thinking this right here last night, and I almost posted on it that I was thinking that we would come back up and back test the channel that we got the breakdown from, and see a rejection from this point right here, just to back test on the scene of the crime here, which is basically what we have right now. Once we manage to get above that point of control, I mean, we're still hitting major resistance now. So this could act as a resistance point. Like I said, maybe another push down. This could still break up. This rising wedge formation or triangular formation, rising triangle formation can still break to the upside. But right now, I would treat things as if they're bearish. That's how I would treat them. And let me kill some of this noise I got down here because I got it looks like it's gonna drop. Let me switch this out. You can see from the momentum line that we've been holding steady, even with the whipsaw stuff. Momentum has been holding steady. RSI has remained positive throughout this push up right here. I think even same thing on the 2-hour time frame. Nope, 2-hour time frame. Yeah, basically the same thing. I can get rid of this now. So like I said, this is actually kind of confirming that we could see that test back down. Maybe that's a E, and then we break to the upside. You can also count it. I just treat it as corrective. I wouldn't treat it as a 5 wave, but maybe CDE correction. So yeah, this looks pretty decent. MACD is still rising. Delta is what's super choppy through here right now is basically the delta flashing up and down. Um, but they're both pretty spaced out from the 0 line here on the MACD. And like I said, momentum is still pinned to the upside here on the 1-hour time frame, although we are hitting some resistance right now, which is the back test of our channel that we got the breakdown from. This was a very nice bullish reclaim right here. Remember, we had this coiling range right here. We had this mother bar right here, and we had this range in here in which we were coiling, and we broke below it, but did not close below it. So that means that this is still intact as far as I'm concerned. Daily time frame is still intact. I know we were looking at if it broke to the downside, then we would look at the liquidity from these lows in here to be taken, which we didn't do. And we most certainly did not break to the upside, which would have put us above this liquidity right in here. So we're still in the middle of no man's land. I'm still only holding a short position on Bitcoin. I have been trading altcoins and I have posted quite a few things, that may have interest me at the time. Yeah. So, I mean, basically that's it. I just keep my eyes on the, let's go 1 hour. I'll keep my eyes on the 1 hour today, see what we're actually going to do. If we're going to one little dip and then rip, which is possible based on the 4 hour. It's very possible. Got a couple of companies reporting earnings today. I wanted to get into that. Let me see if I decided on this over here. Trying to let this last little hour go by. All right. So let's do it. All right. So a couple of companies reporting earnings today. It's not SanDisk. I was watching SanDisk for a long opportunity. I actually posted on this one. Let me get that out of here. So today we do have Microsoft. Microsoft will be reporting earnings today. Microsoft chart was just a little bit too choppy for me to really come to any sort of conclusion on it. Um, Let me get rid of some stuff in here. Get rid of that VWAP. Get rid of that. Oop, nope, nope, nope. Actually, just do it from here. Get rid of this VWAP. See what we got here. Microsoft will be reporting after close. think the last time we actually were looking at Microsoft, I was wanting to get it along this trend line right here, which never happened. Yeah, I was wanting to get it along this trend line right here. It looks different when I zoom out to the lower time frames, probably because of how I have the settings for the hours that it displayed. But if I could still get that today, that might have been where my VWAP was coming from too, that I just deleted. I think that that may have been. No, it wasn't. Okay, so that VWAP is down here. Oh boy. Yeah, I think this is exactly what I was looking at the last time I was looking right in here. Got a pivot line here, and that gray color there within this golden pocket right here, plus the ascending trend line. If I could get something like that, I can only buy one more, one more stock. If I could get something like that. It's not extended or anything of that nature. Trend looks pretty healthy right now. Just check. Look like we came up a little bit more than I would have liked. Let's see. No, that's about right. Yeah, that would have set us here for the fifth wave. Okay. Kind of truncated. It's actually not truncated because it did come below here. Just didn't close below it. It's possible. See if I looked at anything like that before. I guess I didn't. Yeah, I looked at something before. No, that was something different. With everything going on today, And as long as they don't come out with a whole bunch of spending, I think Microsoft is gonna get a pump to the upside. But I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so we have Microsoft reporting today. We also have Meta reporting today. There was a recent filing on Meta, sale of securities that was filed for Meta. Check that out. Um, and this was just done on Friday. No, it was done on Monday. That was just done on Monday, which means that they may. Yeah, it looks like the last couple of times that they reported a sell of securities, they were actually selling it actually already sold. So the selling must have taken place on, like, if they did it on Monday, then it must have sold on Friday. Yeah, it might have taken place on Friday. Javier has been the seller on Meta, and he's offloaded quite a few times, like, just quite a few times in the month of July alone. Yeah, it's like every week he's selling. So that's had some impact on the price of Meta here to the downside. Um, Meta's basically been going down with all year long. I think so. Top side of the channel. It had did like 3-4% sell off right now. 26. We have one touch to the downside for this, so um, I think I may have looked at this trend through here before. We're in a key area. That's another one that I don't have an easy read on. I can just tell you where I would be interested. I'd be interested if I can get another test of the bottom side right here. Only have the test to the upside. I got 3 tests to the upside on this channel right here, and I just have a naked line here. So if I could get a back test into here for Meta, I would get interested in taking a long position on Meta. What do I think is going to happen today with earnings? I mean, it's basically just been consolidating. It hasn't been performing as well since the last earnings that it had. Actually, a couple of earnings back, when they announced that they were going to be spending a lot of money. And so it just depends on what comes out of their mouth today with in terms of capex, but um, it hasn't changed anything with each earnings so far. It's just been a rejection from this descending trend line right here. Um, I'm not interested if it pumps to the upside. I'm only interested if it does come down here, since that is a naked line right there. So we have Meta today. Now, ARM was pretty clear, in my opinion, and ARM is reporting today also. So ARM, I was just saying to you, let me put it on the 24-hour, see if that helps me. Yeah. So ARM, I was sharing with you that you have VWAP right here. This is the 1-year VWAP right here, and you also have a golden pocket right here. I think that I also was able to. No, I didn't. I did not. do a trend line through here. But I think that this is a great place here for ARM. It's already seeing a bit of a reaction from this level already. It has sold down quite a bit. Of course, it's at the golden pocket, so 68% sell off so far is what should be. No, not 68. Uh, estimate. I'm going to estimate it to a 50% sell off so far on it. And this golden pocket is the actual one that's pulled from, yeah, from this low here to this high here. Um, so I think that this is a good place to only second place would be down here at the 786 Fibonacci retracement. When I did post on it, I told you that there were two areas that I was interested in. One is right here where we have um, am I missing one? Yeah. So one was right here where we have VWAP at, and then the other one is right here where you see this consolidation at right here, somewhere around pertaining to this low right in here. Now it would have to break below it and then reclaim back above it in order for me to want to take it. And the same thing goes with this. I would not um almost tap that too. I would not just blindly enter into it. Stop loss is kind of wimpy. Stop loss is very wimpy. And I put it in the center as opposed to on that VWAP because I was expecting for it to actually break through this VWAP, but it tapped it. So let me adjust this stop too. That stop is just a little bit too petty. Not that I would take it right now, but this is what I shared with you on X. And let me go back and actually, where are you at? Trying to slide this over so I can see it. Oh, shit. Forgive me. Um, where you at? Okay, there we go. Wait, how hard is it for you to come over? I will at least do a 5% risk. So this is something that I'm interested in. And the reason why this isn't sitting down here where you have that shelf of prior highs at is simply because I think that this right here could cut it too. It found support here the last time and got a meaningful reaction from it the last time. So I like that. Like I said, it would have to break through this stuff and then come back up in order for me to want to take it. Maybe, I mean, arm kind of has me wanting to FOMO, but I know better than that. Market hasn't opened. We got Fed rate decision today, which again, I don't think that there's going to be any change. Consensus says there's a 70% chance that there is no rate hike, no rate cut. Not right now. Um, So whatever happens with the market today, it'll probably be more along the lines of I don't know, tensions in the Middle East. So that's ARM right there. Um, so I am looking for maybe it spikes down first and then it pops up. I am looking to take a position off of ARM though. It is on my get in the trade uh, list. Qualcomm is also reporting today. Qualcomm was what I'm looking at for Qualcomm is this right here. And I forgot to mention when I was posting yesterday about Qualcomm. Qualcomm does have some bullish divergence here. It's only on a 4-hour time frame, which is what you can tell it has the bullish divergence too because it broke above this trend line right here and it's been dancing on top of it. That's an indication that it has some bullish divs through here. Um, I want to see if it can reclaim back above here. This is an entry consideration if it flips this into support. If it comes back up and flips this into support. If it doesn't do that, then I would look for the bullish divergence to be faded, and then I'd be looking down here. This is a pretty major pivot along with an ascending trend line in here. It looks a bit off from this 4-hour time frame. Again, it's because of the hours that I'm using, but I like this area right here. It's also a major VWAP, and I think it's also a point of control right here for Qualcomm. So I do like this area right here. I think that let's see, uh, yeah. So this VWAP right here, like this. I mean, this is oof, so old, so old. But it has that VWAP through here. It has this macro pivot right here as well. Um, I think it's already, like, below, like, golden pocket. I think this may be, like, a 786 in here for Qualcomm, which I can get with that. You'll see how my line might change. Let me see. I think I did my line off of a weekly. Did I do my line off a weekly? Did I do it off a 24-hour? Okay. Let's see why it's not showing up. Oh, here we go. Here ya go. Oh, no, not these 3. I just undo it. Not those 3. Well, I'll be dang. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know what I may have done. It's straight up wrong. All right. But anyway, what I'm looking at doesn't change. I like that. Um, I guess I think this was a 786 also. Uh, Yeah, so you have a 786 that sits right in here as well. It's just above where I have my pivot line at right here. Maybe it chooses to not take the liquidity, so that would be something that has to be inspected. It's all about this area though, basically. It's not a DGN into a position long. It's about waiting for confirmation and just sharing like the areas that I'd be looking at because I think Qualcomm is pretty extended to the downside. It really, really, really is. And just because something is extended doesn't mean that it cannot continue to be extended. But I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So one of these two is going to do for me. Either it drops down through here, where I think it has a pretty good chance of finding support, or it reclaims back above here, and then I consider an entry if it does flip this back into support. So basically, I'm just watching this right here. The same thing is gonna go. You can see the pivot line right here, though. You already see the pivot line right here, um, which is actually coming from a higher time frame, but it's just showing over here. Like I drew it. It looks like I drew it off of this line, and I didn't. So that's the two areas for me for Qualcomm. And back over here on this 4-hour, I was talking about the divergence. You can see, and you can see between these lows right here. Anyway, looks like a little head and shoulders on the RSI, but you can see that that is a bullish divergence, um, which you can tell because it broke above here and then started hanging on to this trend line. So we have that versus that right here. So I'm liking it with the bullish divergence. If it reclaims above here, to confirm it. And I know that PG is also reporting earnings today, and so is L'Oreal. I'm not really going to cover those two. PG is very choppy. It's been in that choppy pattern for a very 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 long time. So basically sideways, and it never just really up. You can play the range, I suppose. So I'm not going to cover that one. We did have the earnings yesterday. I'm sorry I wasn't here for it. I had actually I posted and I was like, dang, if I had been streaming yesterday, I would have shared this setup over here for Coca-Cola because I actually did it that morning and I showed you in my tweet. It's like, okay, I did it that morning. Um, you can see it right. We can see it was 7:30. It was 7:33 that morning. I looked at it and I was like, I think it's gonna pop right here. And it was just based on past behavior. I was like, it's probably gonna reject from right here. And I considered taking an entry on it. I did not take the entry on it. Let me just be clear about that. I did not take the entry on it because I was still in my Google loan position, which I shared that I closed that out yesterday. But that's exactly what we ended up doing. And so in the tweet that I gave you, I was saying that it probably will come back up to here anyway. Historically, it just immediately gets a reaction from that level, right? Immediately gets a reaction from there, but it has always come back into it. Then it'll keep doing the rejections. So if it comes up again, I'll be watching for 73. If you're into trading Coca-Cola, if it comes back up again and it does invalidate this range right here, this is a 2.43. It's only a 2 to 1 right here. I had, yeah, it's a 2 to 1 based on what I've seen it do historically. So if it does come back up here and continues to respect the level, then maybe you could take a short off of it. It's looking shortable right now. It's like this right here is actually going to play out, and then maybe you want to reverse your mind. If this comes all the way down, then maybe you want to change your mind on it because it was already extended prior to getting the breakup, which is something that I had shared. It was in this little wedgy structure, channely structure right here. So I did, I said I would look to short it if it did come up out of this channel. It was just about finding the right place to do it at, and that worked. Again, 93. And I thought I had something in here, but 93 would be the next place that I would look at. I don't have it in here. I just shared it in the tweet. I'm gonna share my little tweets, but or X posts with you. But that's that. Visa, I shared with you yesterday when Visa, right before it was time for Visa to report, I said it's already toppy going into earnings. And it was toppy going into earnings, so I didn't expect for it to get far. It probably could have, but it was extremely toppy already going into earnings. So I was like, questionable. That was just questionable right there. And then of course I was saying that I was thinking that Boeing was going to break to the upside. Boeing got a little bit of volatility in here before finally, before actually doing what I was thinking that Boeing was going to do, because Boeing was one that was very extended to the downside. Like it was absolutely sold down like crap. So I figured that this one right here would offer a good bounce. Coca-Cola was probably like the biggest surprise for me because it was close to being toppy, which is why all I could say was give like some numbers on it. Like if it does this, then I would start looking to short it. Uh, but these were the three that we that reported earnings yesterday. A pullback on both on Coca-Cola would be great for entry because Coca-Cola did, their reports was really good. You can see it's toppy right now also, but it looks like it's trying to flag out or something right here. When I was looking at the RSI though, it looked like we were pinning for this breakdown right here. And I think that we had it did exactly that here on the 2 hour time frame too. Yeah, we came up right here. We did exactly that with 2 hour here. So it's putting in some little divergence in here, some little bullish divergence in here. Um, it could be a 382 bounce, right? Let me see. Let me draw it off of that low. Could be a 382. No, not even close. It'll be back down here. 236. Let's see. I mean, that's, hold on. Let me change this. There we go. 382 right there. I like that. But it's a bit toppy on that 4. Let's see if it gets that rollover on that 4 hour. Place this out. I will be looking to take a long on it. Will change my mind and look to take a long on Coca-Cola. Uh, Especially, I suppose, if it back tests this top side of this channel right here. This was just an example of where it might have gotten short at. But if it bounces off of here, then it's worth considering. But that's that. SanDisk alert has started going off. Uh-oh. Might have made a boo-boo with that one. Let me take a look back over here at SanDisk. My alert has started going off of SanDisk. I knew I needed to wait on, let me see. I think I needed to wait on that candle to close on SanDisk. Yep, I needed to wait for this candle to close on SanDisk. So SanDisk, I was sharing, like SanDisk has this ascending trend line through here. It has the golden pocket that's sitting down here. It also has a major VWAP that rolls through here as well. I may not have it over here. I got somebody's VWAP right here. No, that's not it. Unless I am looking at the one down. No, it's not that one. I'm not looking at that. Um, it may be the same one. No, that's the same one. Uh, dang it. Today is just a risky day to even consider. I'll tell you what I did. I knew I needed to wait for that candle to close. Um, I knew I needed to wait for that candle to close, but I said, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I'm only gonna take a small entry on it. Oh, then I didn't do it because that's the only way to get the confirmation on it. So I entered in on it, and you can see it's pulled back against me. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right now. Uh, I wanted to give it some time. I really did. I'm looking at what my loss is gonna be if I don't cut it now. I didn't realize it was gonna eat into my funds. With that little small move right there, now I know. I know that if it gives me some money, it's gonna give it to me, and I know if it's gonna take it away, it's gonna take it away. Oof, jeez. Yep, and I just need to wait for this candle to close to really get my confirmation on this. 'Cause this is the confirmation candle right here. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I just should have stuck with this 4-hour time frame. I flipped over to a lower time frame because it can swing fail like it did over here. It did a little swing fail right there, and then it came back up, and I really don't have time for that. So, find your footing. Find it. I'm gonna go back over to Bitcoin in just a bit. We was already talking about Bitcoin was at resistance, so nothing is happening there that I wasn't expecting. It hasn't reached to the lower side of the trend line just yet either. It's like somewhere in the center. Um, yeah, I'm a little premature here for saying this. I should have did it earlier when I was getting the alert on it, or for the trend line or something like that. I do think it's gonna bounce up a little bit more than what it's done so far. These little 2 little candles right here is just the start of it. I do think it's gonna bounce up a little bit more though, but we'll see. Um, yeah, should've been a little bit more patient with the SanDisk. I closed out, Amazon, not Amazon, but Google. I did close out the Google long, which is here. We were just chopping here around the 50% retracement. It can push higher. I didn't see anything in here that suggested, except for the trend line looked like it was about to be broken. Momentum line looked like it was about to be broken on it. It hasn't broken yet. The trend is still positive. It might just be a little small pullback or something like that. I said I would reconsider it. You are losing some momentum here on the delta. Um, I closed out saying this. Shoot, I should have waited for my confirmation. Oh man. And I don't care about showing you how that happened. I did not wait for confirmation, so that's what I got. Dang, it is what it is, and it happened so quick too. I didn't even look back at it. Thank goodness I looked back over at it. Like, dang, yeah. If this gets above, like if this comes back above the 338 and flips it into support, you want to be long. You want to be long. I just wanted to go ahead and take my profits from it. But if it comes back up here and but if it comes up here and and it starts to dance on top of 338 or just starts to push, get extremely away from, well, actually, if it comes back above it, maybe. If it's not a rejection here, to go in the pocket and it flips this. It's a macro VWAP right here that we lost right here. That if we reclaim, then we could continue higher here for Google. But I did TP on this. I shared it also. Because I closed the entire thing out. I didn't see a reason to have to close the entire thing out, but I just wanted to take the little profit, which, I just gave back through SanDisk. Basically, I just gave it back to SanDisk. I'll tell you one thing I did decide to do, and I might get stopped out, but it'll be quick and painless. Is Tesla. I look back at Tesla. I was talking to you, and I was saying that well, the only thing that made me choose to do Tesla is because Tesla is whipsawing the trend line. Like it's not a rejection like we had yesterday. We came back, we broke below here, we came back up and we back tested here. But 301 was general target here for Tesla, and it was baked into the this right here. I never took it anywhere in here, and I shared that with you. I was like, I took Google because Google is Google. They had they increased their CapEx spending, which is crazy numbers, but it's still Google. Like Tesla just shit earnings just because they're shit earnings. Okay. Um, but I decided with this right here to go ahead and take an entry on it. So I'm in this Tesla right now. My stop loss is just below the low right here. I didn't move this. I just took it off of the screen. But I did not move that. And my stop loss is just below here. And it'd be very petty if I do get stopped out here for Tesla. Just because I know we have, Fed chair stuff today too. So didn't want to do too much. I just know saying this is gonna pump, but I'm gonna wait for my confirmation, then I'm gonna jump back into it, and I'm gonna decrease my size even more. Decrease my size even more, but I'm gonna get in there. That one is telling me to go long for something. Go long for something. Um, yeah, I mean, really big day today. See how my baby Snow has been not Snowflake. No, 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 no. Now. Let's see how my now has been performing. He's catching a bug around this 110. I mean, every time it comes down, though, it does get a nice little bounce, but it keeps catching this bug around 110, somewhere around here. Not really managing to get past here. All right, let me check back on Bitcoin. Um, hasn't really moved too much. I would be looking for this little break and then push back in. So I'm gonna drop. Well, that's the 382 anyway. I need to drop that and see where that 50 came in at. Okay, right there. The only two trade setups I actually gave in terms of crypto yesterday was SUI, and then of course Near, which is an absolute garbage fest. Absolute garbage fest. SUI is trying its best right now to flip its trend. It hasn't done anything to say that the trend is turning around, but I could see the desperation from SUI. I can't even tell that Near is trying. It just looks trashy. So let's see here. Now, SUI did break um, momentum here. So that, let's see. This goddamn garbage right here, boy. This thing pissed me off so bad. So bad. All right. So try to give Near the benefit of the doubt again. Like it was showing that, especially with Bitcoin trying, like I said in the tweet, if it aligns with anything that you're looking at, and you have to understand that whatever Bitcoin does, Near is going to do 10 times worse. So whatever little shakeout Bitcoin gets, expect for Near to do the same thing, but worse. And sure enough, that's what you get. Like we started out over here. I can't remember what it said. I was on a 2 hour time frame, and whatever hope it looked like we was gonna have at this level, it faded really quick as soon as we tapped into that seven, that 7 MA right there. As soon as we tapped into it, it was over. Spilling its guts out. 4 hour. And I keep saying to you, I won't talk about it anymore until the 4 hour. I won't talk about it anymore until the 4 hour confirms. I want to, and every time I push right past that 4 hour and I drop to a lower time frame, and it's like, I'm gonna try it again. And we had this little inside range right here, which ended up just looking like maybe just being like some sort of a triangle formation. One, two, three, and right here, and then that's Tesla. It's my Tesla alert. What are you doing, Tesla? Oh, pumping. You go, Tesla. You go, Tesla. I shouldn't have closed out saying this. Yes, I should have, because saying this was going to wipe my account out um, if I didn't close it out. Because the stop loss I had on it, I was really going to be broke. I had 49 minutes left on that 4 hour candle close for SanDisk. Dang. I think I'm going to have to leave SanDisk alone. I see how that thing can eat into your money. It's gonna pay me too, but I can see how it's gonna eat into my money. Anyway, back over here on this trash that is Near. Just look at how bearish this is. I mean, look over here. Look over here. 15-minute RSI at a 35, 1 hour RSI at a 29, 4 hour RSI, which is all that dark red you see right there, it's at a 19. It just won't come up off of this 4 hour. That's why I said I won't talk about it anymore until the 4 hour confirms something. But I keep talking about it before the 4 hour confirms something. 4 hour is absolute garbage. Daily time frame 31, weekly you're still below neutral on the weekly. You're 45 and 43 on the monthly. So just red. Just red. Like how dead can this thing be? It's at a weekly level right now, a weekly level of support. It had this ascending trend line you can see right here off of the weekly time frame. I was like, okay, yeah, that's the thing. Like it got a nice reaction here off of the weekly time frame right here. It broke into an inside range, and I was like, okay, let's give this a shot because it's the golden pocket. It's the golden pocket. You have this trend line right here. And I can see that weekly level was just below it. Okay, so you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking right now, I think I was looking at like, did I have a note in here? No, I don't have a note in here. Um, um, I think 140 was going to be like the next. If y'all don't mind, let me drag these out a little bit. I haven't dragged them out in a long time because I hadn't even gave two hoots about near until recently. Let me just look at what I have inside of this weekly level. What I have to look at. Seem to have liked this. I'm gonna go with this one right here since this was more current. Seem to have liked that. Let's slide that out a little bit. And then of course the 139, that's all the way down here. So I'm gonna turn this back off. Turn that weekly off. I was really thinking more like that 140 um, down in here. This is just nasty. This is just absolutely nasty. Did I put in a new VWAP in here on this? Let me see. I hate this garbage. Oh, this is just gonna get nasty. You got Delta weekly about to cross that zero line. And then right behind that, if we get the MACD crossing below it. So it was basically a failed MACD breakout. Not necessarily because it did get a nice pump off of it. This looked like it was um, looked like that. It looked like this would have worked. Nah. I know that it's below VWAP. I know it is. I know it's below its macro VWAP. I really want to see it from. Um, I don't want to see it with all the noise on the candlestick chart. Yeah, it's below this VWAP right here. 143 would be the standard deviation. Two for it. This thing just moving like trash. Seem basically be its range somewhere between standard deviation 1 and VWAP seems to be all near can do. I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back as far as I can go back. It's 132 is 786, I do believe. It's not that it has to absolutely respect it or anything like that, but 132 is like, it's that. Let's see. How often has it changed this? $1.5. Oh, heck no. Hey, that would be at 43 cents if I was trying to do that. This is just disgusting. It's exactly what it would look like for me too if I were doing it. Let's just say if it did do it, it would look just like that. It's not changing market structure. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low. Just come on down here to 43 cents. I'll think about it then. Like, this is just trash. If it does that, I will take an entry on it, and I will have stop loss at uh, negative 46. Ah! And so that's 132. That is a 786. Uh, that is a 786. 132. Standard deviation 1 VWAP. This was so disappointing right here, though. Very disappointing. I don't think I could capture anything when I did it like this. Yeah, it was just below that. Uh, that's basically the same as looking at 1 year VWAP. That's just February 2nd. So it's basically the same because if I moved it to 1 year, it's probably going to be that one. Yeah, you see it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like that. So, I mean, it's trashy. Dang. I tried to find some hope out of this thing. I really did. It won't let me. So I'm stuck on wanting to look at it though. I'm gonna leave this failed long attempt sitting on the chart just to remind me of how trashy it is. And it does have a okay. So here are things that I can say about it, and I just want to put that. I knew not to try it anyway. And look at QTD. This is moving further and further and further and further away from the cloud. That white line right there is moving further and further and further away from the cloud. It's not coming anywhere near it. Want to see it come near it. It's not doing that. That's how I know that's why I knew I should have waited on the 4 hour to get some sort of confirmation. And it's not. Even if I do it the other way around, which is even if I try to do it like this, you can see momentum is not coming up. It's not coming. It's not turning up. When we got the bounce the last time, it turned up right there. We got the bounce the last time, it turned up right there. This is all the area where it just consolidated. This is just pushing back above where momentum paused at the first time. So just coming back above the low is basically what I'm doing through here. So it's not even coming back. Like I said, it's deviating further and further. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this garbage. Look at that. And I just added this line right here. Like, okay, I'm gonna put an alert on this line right here. Put an alert on something a little bit closer. But momentum is not turning up. Period. It is not turning up. I should have just been shorting it. I should have just been shorting this thing, but I felt like it was so overextended to the downside. Like, why would I come in and short something that's doing this? Like, just, I mean, it's so extended. And then I saw us failing to come back up. We started failing to get back above. Let's put on 15-minute. We started failing to get back above that trend line too. Actually just did one little tap on it and it was like, okay, I'm still going. Jeez, man. But one day it will come back and it'll break these lines. But right now, it's just straight down, just moving further and further away, just creating all space. Created all of that space. Creating all of this space now. I need less space. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox about it. We did take the chain link short ended up working out. I told you on X I had closed it out when I did. And then this is the you can see we broke the momentum line down there, but this is SUI. I don't know how people want to pronounce it. SUI. This is SUI right here. So I'm still holding this one. I did TP. I TP'd up here. Half out. I got half still in on this setup right here. So it might not either. I know it's trying. At least I can see the effort from SUI. I'm just gonna say SUI. I can see the effort from SUI. I can see the effort from SUI. Cloud dropped significantly on it. This is the entire time where it was trading outside of the cloud, like the white line trading outside of cloud. Like I said, you want to see this push over and come into cloud. Like you're starting to make a change, especially when your cloud is running down on you. If it starts to push above this, you see it rejected off of the cloud yesterday, and that was why I ended up TPing off of it. Um, because of that, I think we were also showing like some bearish divergence on the RSI. I do believe we had some bear dips on the RSI right through here. Um, I think we did. Yeah, we. Uh, I mean, well, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Like we're not above this high. We're not above this slope right here. So it's putting in some bearish divergence. And then we ended up breaking the momentum line, and we've basically been hitting it, trying to it's not actually flipping. It's going along with Bitcoin, but it looks way better than and this is just a 1 hour time frame. I do understand that it still looks way better than near. So I just like this part right here, and I think that it has a chance. Let's see the last time it was trading above the cloud. Let's see. It has like slipped below it a few times. Let me go to a higher time frame because I think we're still outside of it on the higher time frame. But this can turn into something positive. Let's take a look at the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame also trying to, it's interacting with the cloud. You can see the last time where we slipped back out of it right there. So 4 hours still got a lot of work to do here for SUI or SUI. But I'm willing. I can see like the potential bear div coming in right here already. And we already saw that it slipped the momentum line also. So not the prettiest on the 4 hour time frame, but definitely still working, trying to work to turn around. I left this line in here just in case if at some point we do start to see like a big move, or if we do get a big move out of it, then it may back test this and then continue down. If we can get a closure above here, that would be nice. If we can get a closure above these wicks right here, then we could start to shift market structure. Um, I was saying to you that I looked at this, and for me personally, and that's just me personally, the way I assessed it was, a motive wave may have completed right here. I was looking at I was looking at this right here. There's something in here that I don't really like right here, which is like it was a triangle right there, which would make sense for me. But the only other thing you could have did was say that this was 3, this was 4, which that's a little bit too short and petty, in my opinion. So I do think that that was about right there. This is the only problem I have with this over here is probably going to be this right here. I mean, but other than that, I just need for it to do the dang on thing. Just do the dang on thing. But this is looking way better. Way better than it was looking. We'll see. Maybe it just rolls over too. I mean, anyway, my stop loss is set on this one right here. We're still very far on the 4-hour time frame. You can see how far MACD is from the zero line. It's nowhere near it. But if we can consolidate right through here, we are breaking this momentum line right here. But sometimes this right here can, you can see how it failed right there. Swing. That was when we broke on the lower time frame right here, and then yeah, sometimes that'll happen. It won't do it more than once. It's usually like if I draw a line out and it swing fails off of that line. If I move it one more time, that's usually the last time I have to move it. Um, but it's doing whatever Bitcoin does as well. It is trading a little bit better against Bitcoin. I think performance wise against Bitcoin. Let me do it like this. No, we got yeah, Monero. I saw Monero. I started to take Monero. Monero was pumping. It started following Bitcoin a little bit. XRP. I saw XRP was performing pretty well. Solana, ADA for whatever reason, but dominance is up. Dominance is up, and that's why you see a lot of the altcoins doing whatever Bitcoin is doing because dominance is green right now. So it is having a major impact. And SUI is down here, not doing well against Bitcoin right now. Yesterday it was when it got this push up right here, it was doing well against Bitcoin. So it's back to not doing well against Bitcoin. You can see everything in here that's not doing well against Bitcoin. And I'm pretty sure that look at that garbage. All the way down here at the bottom. The worst performer against Bitcoin out of what I have in here. Let me delete this algo. The worst. So mad at Near. I should be mad at myself though. Yeah, but yeah, dominance is up. So it is what it is. Bitcoin, still red candle. Hasn't moved too far still. Same area. Um, but yeah. Monero was performing well when I looked at it. It did come into some resistance right here. I think that this was what was this for Monero? What was that? Could have been VWAP or something. That was right here for Monero. Yeah, yesterday when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's performing pretty well against Bitcoin." I was like, "I don't usually buy anything when I'm looking at it a little bit too late." I jumped in. I was like, "Oh crap, it's at resistance. Jump out." That's how that went yesterday. It's like jump in. It's like, "Oh no, jump out, jump out." XRP and Solana. Um, Hold on, let me see something here. Yeah, it should be showing up right here. It's not showing up right here. No, not Hyperliquid. Um, did I get it over here? Just trying to see where I was looking at Solana from. No, let me put this back on near. It's so near zero. Um, Maybe I was on 2 hour. I know I had mapped something out over here on Solana. Jeez, I guess not. I really don't want to trade anything other than 4 hours, but every time I try to just trade the 4 hours, like, mm, I don't know what to make of this. This was a this was a nice support level right here, though. I'm just going off of some volume right here. Some of these are going to appear close, but if you have volume on here, it would do the same thing. Sorry, that's got to take into account on the way down where volume is sitting at here on this. I'm going to compare it. This didn't really seem relevant. It looks like I might need to take it into account. You know what? I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna stick with the majors. Uh, it was because of this. That's what it was. It was because of this. Yeah, it was because of that. I'm gonna go back and rework my setup. Um, changing my mind. Really forgot that I was on the daily. I mean, on the 4 hour. Come on. I just need to do something. So I'm not being biased. I have to go back and change the color on all of them now. I just want to get this section. Look like I had already looked up here at one point. Delete this. And just this one right here. Sorry. If I'm gonna trade something, I gotta figure out why I'm gonna trade it and what my problem is. So if it starts coming back up, I'll know. Only if it does that, I would get interested right down there. Only only if it does it. If it comes in here, then I'm willing to take an entry off of it. I think it would be far extended if it were to drop down into there. Right now, yeah, it's already pretty extended right to here. Let's see where the multiples 1, 2, 3 were coming in right to here. Okay, and yeah, it would be overextended anywhere down in here. So I would be really interested in something like this for Solanza, but this could be all it does. Let me see if I couldn't make this cleaner. Maybe not. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah. since it has been bouncing from here, maybe something like that would be okay. Somewhere through here, take liquidity. Um, since it has been going back up to the high pretty much, can do that. But I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it simple as I can, because and then I know it's really gonna be overextended if it does this one. And of course, I will let it break through. That way I can extend the stop to cover the low in here for Solana. But that's basically where I would get interested at and taking a long position off of Solana. It's going to be a back test down below here, or a really extension, like a big extension right here. We're going to end up getting that monthly close here soon. That's going to tighten a lot of stuff up. But that is what I like. Since I did that, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit cleaner. Almost seemed like that was just a overshoot. I know that this right here was a liquidity sweep right here. That was just a liquidity grab, because I think everything got like bullish divergence right through that point right there or something. Solana. Guess we're gonna find out if I'm gonna get it. If it's trying to break down anyway, I'm gonna put it back on that lower bound, just like that. Oh, and it's 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I didn't look at anything. Um, I think Sanders might have confirmed. It did. It gave some confirmation. I'll see how that ends up going. I had to close it out. Once MACD, not MACD, but Delta crosses up zero line, I will jump into it with a smaller position size. Right now, I am in a Tesla long. Tesla long is up like roughly 11% right now. And this is what I'm going to look for on Solana. So it won't be the exact number that you see over here. So you can see this one is for 72.52. It won't be the exact number. I'm just looking to see how it reacts if it was to reach this area. And then 70.49 if it were to reach that area. It would be worth considering along. Otherwise, I suppose it decides it wants to break to the upside or something. I mean, it's enough candles here to do it like this with this kind of situation. There's enough candles here for it. It most certainly can be considered. You're holding the inside range right here, right now. With this candle and these two, but that's 2 hour. What was 4 hour like? I mean, bullish divergence on the 4 hour. I mean, geez. And then I can see the little bear div right there. So that's what happened right here. Little bear div right there. I mean, but nice strong bullish div. Yeah, if it did, which I highly doubt at this point, if it did tap back into here, um, and maintain that bullish divergence, I would get in. Otherwise, it's get above the delta, get above zero, which means MACD essentially crosses above its 9 EMA. MACD crosses above the 9 EMA, fast signal. I will take the long off of it without waiting for any of this. So that's what I'm looking for right now. That sort of confirmation here on Solana. If I can get that type of confirmation, then I will. But right now, we still got the biddy situation over here. So just those are the three factors that I would consider. Another drop to the bottom side of the channel for Solana with the bullish divergence that it has. If it can hold that bullish divergence, I'm in. Or it decides it's going to break to the upside, and another confirmation, a decent confirmation anyway, would be the delta, because it's already rising. So delta and MACD are currently rising right now. Those two have bullish divs on them as well, and they're not diverging from each other. So I would look for delta. The stop losses still have to be tight because it can fail. You see how I got a little small piece of divergence that it had got on the top side there. But likely it will go with whatever Bitcoin is doing right now, even though it is performing a little bit better than Bitcoin, as we could see from its BTC pair. It is performing a little bit better against BTC. This is the 50 right here. So if it does, that could be a long signal right there. And this could actually break to the upside instead of breaking down. And that's what I got. FOMC day. And there was no other data for this morning that would make a difference. I did not take a look at oil. I've been getting this signal, this I don't know, suddenly I've been getting this thing right here, which is telling me that the data is delayed, and that I have to, like, this just popped up on me yesterday. I don't know what this is about, but the data is delayed by 10 minutes because of exchange requirements. I don't know what started happening. The reason why you got to buy a subscription now to get real-time data for CL through New York Stock Exchange. You cannot. That's crazy. That's crazy. So instead of me using this, I had to add like the USDT one in here to get the data. So you can see the difference. I'm missing this other candle right here. That is so weird because I did all of my TA from what I have over here. So now I have to go map TA for the tokenized oil. That is so weird. I don't understand like why they started doing that. And it's just no, it's with NASDAQ too. So NASDAQ information gets delayed by 15 freaking minutes unless I pay for a subscription. Like everybody who's using TradingView is getting this. I don't know how many people have paid attention to it, but you can't just look at NAS now and be like, NAS is pumping, NAS is dumping, because your information is going to be off. But they're all doing this thing where, and this is a whole 15 minutes. Like, that's crazy. NDX data is delayed by 15 minutes because of exchange requirements. The real-time data for NASDAQ Global Index Data Services. Please buy the real-time data package. Then you click on it for the learn more, and it's like right here, buy real-time data. Like, I'm not paying for anything else, man. This is crazy. I don't know why they got on this kick. I don't know what else is going to switch over to that. I may have to, I mean, if everything else starts doing that same thing, which it's just those right now. So NASDAQ, which I never look at, I always do SPY anyway, and oil. Crazy. I wonder if today is going to be a good day. It's really close to crossing back above the zero line here. So if we get things like, see, there Google goes, continuing on without me. Like, girl, you thought it was over. I'm just getting started. So Google pops up. I know Apple was hitting some resistance in here. It was starting to look a little rough. Delta looking to cross below zero line here on Apple. So that might, and it was at one point I thought it was reading toppy, but yeah, it's Apple. I haven't looked at Amazon in a minute. Not going to get into it. Tesla again, trying through here, trying. So if Tesla actually does pump up today, I would say SPY is going to pump. I mean, SPY looks like it's trying to break back above. It looks like MACD is looking to come back above the zero line, and MACD has not been above the zero line. It's at a negative 44 right now. Negative 0.44. But if it does, it'll be the first time it's gotten back above it since back over here. Delta's trading on the positive side, so that's okay. It is starting to show a little bit of slowing down with the momentum, but yeah, MACD still rising. All it has to do is get above that zero. That's all it has to do. But it's still strong, hanging out around this top side of this channel, hanging around that top side of the channel, not really being able to lose whipsaw on that triangle. And I think we were hitting, like, what was our not anchor VWAP. Yeah, we were holding value area low through here as well. So I just changed that color to blue. This thing might have some legs. It might. Tesla might have some legs today. We'll find out. We gon' find out. We're gonna find out if it's gonna have some legs. Let me see what Tesla's trying to do to me. I should have stayed in Google. Dang, they sent it down. They sent it down. Like I said, that's why I ain't even bothered with PG. PG been just it's been sideways. It's been sideways, and that was the last time I had analyzed it. Like, what was I looking at? Heck, I don't even know what I was looking at. My data was different then too, because it wasn't on 24-hour trading. Wow. Yep. Let me make sure my settings is still on that too. Yeah, it's still on 24 hours. So that's it for me. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to update on X. Eventually, the markets will start back moving, regardless of the time. But right now, it's just not. Be looking for a Solana entry, I suppose. Uh, Bitcoin coming down, getting a little bit closer to our 50% retracement here at the bottom side of this range, which I don't know that 50 is actually going to be the one to hold. I think it breaks it, and then we'll see if it reclaims back above it, maybe golden pocket and then reclaims back above it. But if this is correct, ABCDE, then it would break to the upside if it's correct. I mean, I just look at what I see on the chart and wait for it to do something about it. That's it. That's all I can do. I better see if I don't got stopped out. No, I'm still holding up. This is going to end up putting in some. It might break down from this right here, whatever this is right here. It can break down from it, but I think it's going to end up just putting in some bullish divergence right behind that. Um, right now, just like Solana is putting in the bear div here off of the high. I think pretty much everything, including SUI, is doing the same thing, where it's some sort of a triangular formation that is carving out. Like everything is doing this little number right here. Uh, I'm gonna do this like that. Let me fix this. Everything is doing this right here. So um, the last time we did it, I wrote this long up on it. We did it right here, and I wrote this long up on it. I, I've I didn't take the short because I didn't want to, um, which I'm gonna stop not taking the shorts on hyperliquid because it's just been shortable. I remember looking at it and saying it was gonna break down, but I didn't take it. But everything is doing this number right here. I know that we are at a block of support in here, order block, and also a zone of support in here for it. Hopefully it does like it did the last time, and it puts in some, like over here, it kept putting in the bullish divs, but right through here, you can see the bearish divergence at the highs right in here until eventually it comes back up and it breaks it. So right here, the next time it did it, it was a win. It broke out of the top side of the channel basically. So if this breaks out of the downside, then forget about it. Forget about it. Where could we go? We break down the bottom side of this channel, we'd be down here somewhere, I believe. I don't want to be around for that, which it would look like garbage. But right now, I can't even claim we don't even have the bullish divergence in here right now because we weren't getting the closes below here. Like Solana actually does have the bullish divs in here. Hyperliquid does not have the bull divs. It just has the triangle formation. It has the squeeze. It's looking to break up. It's been holding here. And I think the MACD had also crossed up. I think Delta crossed up, but big spread. It's not even close enough for a breakout to the upside. It's not close enough. It needs to come in a little bit closer, at least come a little bit closer. Right now it's a big spread right there. So it's not looking good. And then of course the gift that keeps on giving over here. That's it. I would not be trading this time frame, but yeah, everything is basically like that. Let me put it on this one. Everything got that. If you're into that kind of thing where you measure it, I'm not really into that. I would say no way, Jose. I would be like, no way. So I'm not into that. But it does not have bullish divergence. What the heck was I thinking? Hold on, this does not have bullish divs. They have it over here? Yeah, it has it over here. Okay. Oof. About to say, hold on, let me look back at this. Let me look back at the 4 hour. No, it doesn't. It does not. I don't know why all those lines just popped up there. I'm gonna go find them and get rid of them though. And that's it for me today. Liquidity sweep on Bitcoin right now, but I would look out for, to see if it doesn't come down into here. Maybe it respects it. General idea would be to break down below it and then come back up, but it would be somewhere in here though. I don't know that I would chase that with that rejection off of the back test of the trend line breakdown. by the time this does, or if it were to, by the time it does, if it were to break back above or break back inside of the channel and hold it as support, then it would be a positive trend once again. You have um, everything in here change. Like you don't have a trend right now. We just got consolidation and down. Got a bearish trend right now. We don't have a trend right now. Got temporary price action moves in here, but nothing that yields it's sustainable for Bitcoin right now. Um, Not yet. All right, I'm gonna keep rambling if I don't leave. In that 1 month, last thing I know we were looking at, the 1 month is getting to where, I mean, we got how many days left? 2 days left. 2 days left. And if we don't push up in the next 2 days, we will break down below the MACD will cross the zero line, which is bearish. It'll be the finishing move for Bitcoin, but in the next 2 days, if we're not pushing higher and we're doing what we're doing now, MACD will cross the zero line and finish us out right here. Obviously, delta is far away from zero. MACD rarely and barely ever, but let's see. Like it crossed it right here. So like 3 times it has, and this was the last time where it crossed the zero right here. And then, like I said, that finish us off for our move down. That'll be the finishing move, I suppose. If we're gonna get any lower, then that'll be it. Obviously, we don't have a closure above the mean in here, and we're likely not going to have one. You can see right in here, like we're far off from it. Like I said, we're far off from it, and that's usually the indication that the low is in and pullbacks are for buying. We're far off from that right now. We're not even above the historical floor right now. Still below the historical floor. So that can be problematic. Let's see, when it did that cross down right there, it dropped an additional, I'm just going to take it from that candle down. It's an extra 20% sell off. And I think that's what everybody's hollering about right now, is about an extra 20% sell off, right? Oh, get out of here. Right now we've dropped 53%. If we got add an extra 20%. Oh, heck no. No, I'm not even entertaining them ideas. I mean, but I'm just saying, like an extra that doesn't seem like that much. It really doesn't seem like it's that much. But just based from the low to there was an extra 20% sell off right there. So if you need that extra bit, uh, I wouldn't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because it was always prior highs. But it's not for me to believe. If we do get that breakdown, then we will spill over coming up. Hopefully we curve out and curve up and miss it. And I said the last time. Let's see, we did it there, and we crossed it right here, but we pushed up first. But even if I did this and I just did it from this low to there, that's 28%. So, I mean, it's possible. I don't believe it, but it's possible. 2 days. 2 days. It's gonna suck. All right, I'm out. I will post on X at Down to Crypto TA. I will post if the Solana thing comes through. If it makes sense, and I'll post it. Remember to determine your own risk management in that case, and yeah, let it be based off of that. And if it aligns with your technical analysis, um, that's what I'll be looking for. I will be checking out Hype as well to see what Hyperliquid is going to do. So that's another one I will be posting on today. Hyperliquid and Solana, and maybe even XRP, since it is performing all right now. Maybe even XRP. I didn't look at it, and I did intend on looking at it, and I didn't. But maybe, yeah, it is performing a lot better than some stuff. It literally is performing a lot better. So if something comes in for XRP, then that'll be worth taking a look at as well. That's just a 2 hour, 4 hour. I mean, I'm not mad at XRP chart. I actually like its charts. Um, yeah, if I see something XRP, Hyperliquid, and Solana, I will post up on it. All right, love and appreciation. I'll see you tomorrow.